Wow, that felt amazing. Just like starting an actual plane engine, and the engine starts using the key as well. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of V Builds. And you must have seen pilot starting up the engine, and the most what to say satisfactory part of starting a airplane engine is flicking the switches that's on the overhead panel or in front of the pilot. So yeah, in this episode, most of those switches are not most, but yeah. Um, some of those switches are the light switches. So in this episode we are going to install toggle switches in our flight simulator, which will be used to control the lights and maybe the fuel pump, pitot heat, or stuff like that. Along with that, we are going to install, because I am trying to replicate a Cessna 172, so I am going to install a key. So I got a key switch for 10 ringgits, yeah, around that. And so yeah, we'll install that, and other than that we'll be installing a rudder trim knob. For that I'll be using a volume knob that is usually there in our audio systems, and a rotary encoder. So all of these installation and then the coding, everything I'll be explaining, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's do it. Okay, let's go for shopping. Yeah, so yes, this video is now obviously not sponsored by Shopee, but I'll be shopping my gadgets from Shopee. Yeah, looking for toggle switches. There you go, there are so many options. I would prefer the cheapest one, so this looks good. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Add to cart. Oh, I need to log in. Logged in. Did I add this to cart? Not yet. Let's do that again. Come on, yes. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I guess 10 is enough for now. Add to cart. Toggle switches, 3-pin. Yeah, I'll go for this one. How many times do I need to do this? Add to cart. Okay, next we are looking for rotary encoder. We already have just a key, what do you call it, key switch maybe. Let's check it out. Yeah, this looks good. But then this one is also good, but oh, it's only 2 position. I'm looking for something more than that, so let's try this one. Key switch, 4 positions. Yeah, here it is. This one looks good. 4 positions, 12 volts, 2 keys, everything looks good. So yeah, this is what I'm going to order. Both the things are added to cart, and I'll just check it out. After that, when we get it, we'll move on to building. The toggle switches are all installed, and I have labeled them using my bad handwriting. So yeah, so this one I am using for beacon light, landing light, navigation light, strobe light, and this one will be the fuel pump. So all the installations are done for the toggle switches. Let me show you the connections from inside. Take a look. These are the toggle switches right here, and all of the switches have 3 pins, so we will not be using the 3 pins. We will just be using 2 of those, so you can use any 2. I am using the upper 2. So what I've done is I have connected all the central pins together and then connected that to ground, which is coming from our Arduino board. And then the upper pins of each is separately connected to the Arduino using one wire and 2 separate pins. So this is how the connection works for the toggle switches. Rest only thing remaining in this is the coding part. We'll get to it later. Let's finish up the key and rotary encoder next. So guys, I have also installed the rotary encoder, labeled it as Rudder Trim. And then this right here, this is a volume knob. I have taken it out from my old speaker, and then I'll just install this here. So right here, this is fixed. Now this will be used as our rudder trim. Let me show you the connections inside. Again, the rotary encoder has 4 connections, 1 2 3 4, and all those are labeled from inside. So 2 of them are positive and negative, and 2 of them are data wires, which are again connected to our Arduino board. Now let's move on to installing the key. Okay. Guys, installation of the key is also complete. Right here, these are the keys that we'll be using to turn on our flight simulator and our Cessna as well. So other than that, I have installed another switch here, which is a 3-position toggle switch, which we can use for we will decide later. And also these 2 switches which I'll be using for avionics and maybe taxi light or something. So just insert the key. It has 4 positions. 1 is off, this is center position. 3 and 4, which is spring loaded, so just like in an actual airplane. So this one will be off position, magneto 1, magneto 2, and start. This one I had to cut a part of it because this part was too wide and it was coming out way further. So I just cut it and sanded to this much, and now it looks good. Let me show you the connections inside. Inside it has these 4 points. So I just checked using the multimeter at what position which of these are connected, and then what I did is I just connected the what was that, our old joystick that we had broken earlier. So I just used different switches of that joystick and just connected these wires to them. So basically it works like a button. So when you flip the key, it actually activates one of these, and then accordingly we use that function to power on our Flight Simulator. That's about it. That's all the connections. Everything is done. This is how it looks. Next we need to move on to uh, the coding part. So let me show you how the coding works. Yeah, also the coding is not for the key. It's because this is connected to the joystick. Coding is only for these keys and rotary encoders. I'll not be covering the rotary encoder part because we had done that already with the trim. I'll be just telling you the coding for the toggle switches. Let's do it. So the coding part, so right here is where I have all the code, flight sim demo. I'll just open it up. This is Arduino IDE, which we were using already for coding. You can easily download it from the internet, just Google search it. So right here is the complete code for my flight simulator. Part of it is related to the rotary encoder, which we are using for rudder trim and elevator trim and flaps. So that part I have already covered, so I'll not be explaining that, but let's start from the first line. This is where it includes the keyboard library. After using the keyboard library, we have defined the pins as like these are the pins, not these, yeah, these are the pins related to the rotary encoders, and these are the pins which we are using for the toggle switches. So the pins I have named them as button 1 2 3 4 to up to 11. And then when we go to the setup, we define the pin mode to be input pull up, so it will not be reading ground at all times. And then when we begin the setup, it will record the current state of the buttons as a previous state. So suppose the button is off, so it is basically going to record that the button is at off position, and if it is on, so it will record that it is at on position. So this is the function that does that. It says digital read at all the pins which we have defined earlier. So once we have read the state of these buttons as previous states, then we can start in the loop, and here we say keyboard.begin. And so for toggle switches, it is quite straightforward. We will read the state of button again after the loop started, so it will be digital read current state of button. So in case this is for the rotary encoder, again rotary encoder, but yes, this. So if it is quite straightforward, if current state of button is not equal to previous state of button, that means the button has been flicked. So that means we need to send a keyboard input, and so you can send any key. I am using this U and giving a small delay, so there it is not repeated a number of times. Just this small delay is good. So this is what I have done for all the toggle switches, and once that is done, I have changed the previous state to current state. So that means in the setup it will read, suppose it is off, and when you start it, it will, if you flick the switch, its new position will be on. So it will press a keyboard key, and then after pressing that key, it will change its previous state to on. So that means now it is reading that it is on. When sorry for that, yeah, so again when you again flick the switch, it is again it will be like the positions, the states will not match, and it will perform the action again. And the last line is keyboard.end. That's how it is. This is the whole code. This is how it works. You can just simply verify the code and connect your Arduino, and then press this button to upload it, and the code will be uploaded to your Arduino, and then you can just plug it and use your flight simulator. That's about it. So guys, time for a quick test. Let's turn our Cessna on. There is the battery switch. Okay, there you see the switch is turned on. Let me show you the outside view, because I'll just turn on the lights and maybe you can see them coming on one by one. First the beacon light. There you go. The beacon light is on. Next is the landing lights. I need to show you from the left. Yeah, so there is the landing light. Okay, and taxi light is also right there. Yeah, there's the second taxi light. Then the navigation lights. Right here, the navigation lights are on. And the strobe light. Okay, strobe light is on as well. Right there. So you see, all the buttons are working, the lights are working perfectly fine. Let me turn it off. See, I'll just turn it on. Maybe let me change the time to show you better. Right there. Okay, not here. So there's night time. Turning on the lights. See, this is all the lights are off, and turn on the lights. And now all the lights are on. Right there. Cool. Time to test the key. Let's see if we are able to start it or not. Wow, that felt amazing. Just like starting an actual plane engine, and the engine starts using the key as well. And this switch right here is for the avionics. Let's turn them on. You see right there, avionics are on. So everything works fine. This is for the trim, rudder trim, but this is not assigned yet. But yeah, I have checked it with other functions. This one works as well. So guys, we are done with this build. This was pretty basic. All we used was keyboard and then mouse and then joystick controls. We were just trying to mock those controls using our outside controls. This is good, it works. It is really fun to play with. But then while doing this, while researching all about the types of simulators that people are making, I came across a very good plugin with Explain, that is SimVim, which we can use with Arduino Mega to get output from the simulator, like LEDs, or maybe run stepper motors through it. So next I am going to get into a more advanced building, more advanced flight simulator building. So this is it. If you just want a basic simulator, you can just stick to this one and create your own. It is like the cheapest one that you can make. But now I am going to the next step. As I told you, with Arduino Mega, I'll be getting the outputs from the simulator to make it more realistic. And then a lot of Arduino stuff is going to be there, but not coding. Just to tell you, it will be like really simple plug and play kind of things. So yeah, that's what we are going to do in from next video. So I'll maybe create a new series, a new playlist for that. But this series, the basic one, is complete. This is absolutely the cheapest simulator that you can make at home. So hope you like the videos, and if you do, you will love the upcoming videos as well. For the meantime, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and keep doing DIY stuff because that is fun. See you. Bye.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing.
This guy's not slowing down. Yeah, that's confirmed. He's not stopping. Code 3.